Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. Do please like and subscribe. You only have to click on the like button, and if you're not subscribed, well, join in. And don't forget, on the 13th of August, Tuesday the 13th of August, we're going to have a live broadcast here at 7 p.m, so do join in then. Today I'm going to talk about a man called Axel Rudakubana, who happens to be the alleged killer, the man who's on trial at Liverpool. He's at trial in Liverpool for the murder of the 3 children and Southport, and the attempted murder of 10 other people, and carrying a bladed weapon. It's on trial for. He's allegedly done these things. We don't know, because he's not yet been on trial, and he may very well be pleading guilty. We don't know that yet. So, because we won't know that till he goes back to Liverpool Crown Court to make his plea, which I don't believe he has done yet. But Axel RADAKUBANA, yeah, that's the name, I believe. It's been released by the judge today at Liverpool, and he has been remanded in youth custody because he's 17 years of age. He's 18 on the 7th of August, which is his birthday, of course. He'll be 18 then. So the judge said there's no point in me restricting reporting issues on this. But there has been trouble overnight. I mean, we're talking about somebody who's going to go into youth custody here, Axel Rudakubana, yeah, and he is going to find it rather difficult, because there's always somebody in these establishments who wants to make a name for themselves. I mean, you can imagine if he gets to meet Charlie Bronson. You can imagine what's going to happen there. Axel Rudakubana would be a dessert. Talk about going in for having lunch with Hannibal Lecter. That'd be something like that, wouldn't it? But I don't advocate mindless violence. Absolutely not. There is a criminal justice system, and we mustn't allow it to be destroyed. It's the basis on which our society functions. And of course, no doubt many people would say that it has failed to function successfully over the last 10 to 20 years, because it seems that the police are not exactly following reports of misdeeds by certain members of our society as enthusiastically as they may do. Because I was brought up in the 1950s, born in the 40s, raised up in the 50s and 60s, when the police used to administer what I would call instant justice. You know, you used to they'd get hold of you and give you a clap round the back of the head like that. You know, they don't do it anymore like that. No. I mean, progress, I think, they would call it progress. What do they do now? Turn the blind eye. That's it. They actually have to get, listen, you might not know this, but the police have got to get authority from either an inspector or the acting inspector, who may be a sergeant, before they arrest anybody. Seriously. That's not what the warrant card says. It says all the powers of a constable. The constable has got the power to arrest people for misdeeds, but not anymore, they don't. Because the police have issued instructions that arrests will only be made with the authority of a senior officer. So, there we go. We wonder why things aren't happening. But there was disturbances overnight. No doubt you saw this. Disturbances in London. 111 people arrested in London at Southport the other night. People were throwing dustbins at the police. I mean, I don't know if anybody here has tried throwing a dustbin. I can't even lift a bloody dustbin. Especially not after all the bottles and the tin cans and all the rest of it have gone in from the weekend's drinking. I don't drink a lot, by the way. I spill most of it. Anyway, seriously. So they're throwing dustbins at the police and setting the policeman on fire. Apparently I was wrong. It wasn't 20 police officers injured in Southport the other night. It was 50. I mean, come on, what's the point in this? The police are supposed to be supporting society, not being there as bloody target practice for... Now, I may be wrong here, but the press, to a great extent, have labelled the people who are demonstrating on the streets as ultra right wing. They're talking about the English Defence League, which was disbanded maybe 7, 8, maybe 9, 10 years ago. A long time ago, the English Defence League gone. I think there's a British National Party now or something like that. But I mean, these people are trying to preserve Britain as it was, but unfortunately time moves on. I mean, our society is no longer 98% ethnic, indigenous, white, Caucasian. It isn't. I mean, we're probably now at 15, maybe 20% of ethnic minority groups, ranging from all spectrums of the universe, of the world. Maybe from the universe, who knows, if you believe in flying saucers. But anyway, basically what we've got here is a series of disruptions across the country. Hartlepool, there were a number of people arrested, disturbances in Hartlepool, disturbances in Glasgow, and no doubt it's a beautiful weekend coming up here. We're going to see some more. I don't want to predict nasty things happening on the streets. I don't need to. It's going to happen anyway. You know it's going to happen. If you look at YouTube today, you can see there's a podcast from Jim Davidson. I mentioned Jim Davidson yesterday. He's just to the right of Attila the Hun, yeah, and he is discussing that Britain is broken. Well, it's only broken if we allow it to be broken, and it isn't going to be improved by rioting. I mean, we must make our feelings known, but there are right ways to do this, and getting out on the streets and turning rubbish over and burning police cars is not one of them. Definitely not, in my opinion. Anyway, today's little rant is about Axel Rudakubana, whatever his name is, not banana, and a 70-year-old youth who has been remanded in custody, and he has got to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You may think otherwise. But anyway, that's my rant for today. Now listen, I'm going away on holiday, so today will be the last rant for a little while, unless I manage to get my laptop going while I'm away. I don't know. I'll try maybe. But anyway, it's going to be the last one for a while, but I'll be here on Tuesday the 13th of August, and I'd like you to all join in. Somebody compared me to Geppetto the other day, and I'm sorry if I read it wrong. I thought you were comparing me to Pinocchio. Pinocchio is, of course, famous for having a big nose that grows when he tells lies. Well, I don't think my nose is growing, is it? Could be. Who knows? I try to tell the truth, by the way. But anyway, I don't take offence, and I like your comments. Please do put them down below, because it gives me something to fire back and actually think. But somebody called me a joker the other day. I am a bit of a joker. I know some jokes. In fact, I'm going to do one today for Larry. Now, Larry's been complaining about the bell. That's because in a past life he worked at Notre Dame Cathedral. You've probably seen the film, you know. She gave me water, the bells, yeah. So, Larry, this one's for you, and he specifically requested this. And if you have any requests that you'd like me to sing or anything else, a poem you'd like me to read, just tell me and I will do my best to do it. Larry specifically requested this because it's one of his favourite hobbies. That and chasing the goat, of course. And by the way, Larry's goat is a bill, not a nanny. He's a billy goat. Yeah, so here we are. Now I know that winds you up, Larry, but this is the song that you requested that I perform. So I am going to do it. And the strange thing is, this guy who originally recorded it, he recorded it, Chuck Berry, he actually was famous for playing with his ding-a-ling-a-ling. Did some bird for that. Here we go. When I was a little bitty boy, my grandmother brought me a cute little toy. Silver bells hanging on a string. She said it was my ding-a-ling-a-ling. My ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want to play with my ding-a-ling. My ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I wanna play with my ding-a-ling. When Mama took me to Sunday school, they tried to teach me the golden rule. Every time the choir would sing, I'd grab me goat and sing with my ding-a-ling-a-ling. My ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling, I want you to play with my ding-a-ling. When Father took me to grammar school, I found a place in the vestibule, and every time the bell would ring, I'd start to play with my ding-a-ling-a-ling. I think that's enough of that, don't you, eh? Anyway, Larry, I hope you seriously enjoyed that and all the rest. Catherine, Paula, all the rest of it. Ben, Bob, not heard from you for a bit. Bob. Do put me some likes and subscribe and comments down there. And I would stay away from these disturbances on the streets because they ain't helping anybody. You're just fueling the media who are criticising the right wing. And if it's right wing to believe in Britain and the values that pertain in society for all decent, hard-working, right-thinking people, then, all right, I'm in there. But I'm not going to riot. And let's have some peace. All we are saying is give peace a chance. Thank you very much. Tales from the jails.